Hello, Deep Mindfulness Collective. This, right here, right now, is the joy of being a live stream, coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. And if you're joining us anywhere other than twitch.tv/deepmindfulness, well, jeepers creepers, you're in the wrong place, folks. It is Spooktober, and it's going to be a spooktabulous time doing a little meditation here. We're going to meditate for a solid 25 minutes and then talk about your challenges, difficulties, questions, areas of interest. Going to be a good old time. What's going on, folks? Where are folks coming from? Where are you joining us from? As folks trickle in here. Brooklyn in the house, folks. I am excited to be here with you today. Going to be exploring some new meditation technology. This is not a technique that I've guided before, so I'm excited to do it with you. It is related to the same thing we talked about in the last live stream, which was around challenging emotion. Brooklyn joining us from BK. Welcome. It's only Brooklyn people in the house so far. No one but Brooklyn. What a delight. I don't know if my counter is wrong, but this is very light for our beginning. Usually a lot of people show up. Is it that Mondays are just very light? I forget that. I find that once in a while we have a day where it's just like, where is everybody? Which is fine. We'll have more quiet, more personalized sesh here. Not a problem. Still get to enjoy some good times. And yeah, we'll go from there. Folks, okay, so we're going to meditate for about 25 minutes, and after which we will answer any questions or questions. That's what you answer. Nick joining us from Copenhagen, Denmark right now, actually, on the way to Gothenburg. So are you on the train? Is that what it is? It's actually cutting through Copenhagen? Or are you in the air right now, illegally texting, illegally online? Okay, so folks, we are going to be doing a little meditation, good times. Now, the meditation is on difficult emotion, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad time. In fact, we're going to be exploring the pleasurable side of difficult emotion. This is part two of the series that we are interested in digging into, is finding the pleasant experience within difficult emotion. Welcome, folks. As folks begin to trickle in, where are folks coming from? That's what I want to know. Adjust my camera just slightly. Slight adjustment here. Okay, excellent. Where do we find you from? Where are you joining us from? As people begin to let us know where they're joining us from, I'll let you know about meditation posture. What you want to do is find a nice, comfortable seat. Ideally not laying down, but if you're not sleepy at all, 0%, then you can go ahead and do that. Finding a nice comfortable seat, getting the knees lower than the hips, arranging the body well. And this allows the back and spine to just balance on those hips, having a good time. So we're going to meditate for 25 minutes, and if you've never done such a thing, don't worry, it's going to be pretty easy and pretty fun. Good times for all. If anyone's first time here, let us know. If anyone's first time meditating, even better, let us know. And we'd love to find out. Jean says, scandalous and scandy. Exactly. So, yeah, Scandinavia coming in strong over here. Okay, folks, excellent. So, again, last chance, let us know where you are. Where on earth are you? Where do we find you? And then we'll go from there. Okay. We're going to, third time I've said it, we're going to practice for 25 minutes. That's what's going to happen. If anyone has any questions, or if questions arise, this is important. Questions typically arise during the practice, like what is this, what's happening here, etc. Just put a pin in those, and we'll answer those after. Those are great questions, but we don't want to have to worry about them during the practice itself. Exactly. The dog was just out here, but it just went into its little dog cave. It was very cute, but should we bring the puppy out for post-meditation hangouts? It's interesting because the puppy will let us hold it indefinitely, or at least for a while, 5 minutes, whatever. Seems like indefinite. And but as soon as it gets on camera here, it like loses its mind. I don't know what it, maybe it just isn't used to seeing this, but it goes crazy and doesn't let us hold it anymore. So we'll see how it goes. So folks, finding that nice comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration. Let's see here. Where's my microphone? And we're back. Rory, welcome from Kingston, Ontario. That's what we're waiting for. Rory's here. We can begin. And yeah, find that nice comfortable position as we begin to set ourselves up here. I'm going to encourage folks to maintain stillness for the duration of the practice, but because we're dealing with some challenging emotion, or challenging emotion may arise today, I want people to know that it's okay to move the body if you need to, adjust if you need to. Just make sure you do so consciously, not just like, I moved and I didn't really think about it. Do so slowly, pay attention to the movement, this kind of thing. Stay mindful. Okay. So when you're ready, we will begin. Beginning by taking a few comfortable deep breaths. Just feeling the body rise and fall. Allowing the eyes to close, or if we'd like to allow the eyes to stay open, they can simply rest on a single point. And feeling the entire body as it's breathing. So, aside from just the breath sensations, taking in all of the body's sensations as one large collection. And as we physically relax the body, making any micro adjustments we need to allow the body to be comfortable. Seeing if we can release the muscles at every level. The larger groups of muscles, the chest and around the spine, the shoulders, the neck, the muscles below the abdomen, the hips and knees, these larger muscle groups, but also down to the level of the fascial connection where the muscle connects to the bone itself. As though it were the skeleton itself that is relaxing and letting go. And in particular, as we attend to the body, looking for any pleasant sensations, The mind will experience sensations as either unpleasant, neutral, or pleasant. And here we're looking for anything even slightly pleasant. This is sometimes challenging to locate because a great deal of the body's experience is actually quite pleasant. The warmth of temperature or the coolness of the air. The massage-like pressure of gravity pulling the body downwards. The stretching and relaxing that occurs each time the body breathes in and out. The pleasant sensations that come along with simply physically relaxing. And even neutral sensations can feel pleasant in that they are not unpleasant. They're much closer to being pleasurable or enjoyable in this way. And by tapping into pleasant sensations, this can often be motivating, interesting for the body-mind to stay with. If we don't find any pleasant sensations, it's possible we're discounting some sensations, thinking they should be wildly pleasurable, but just mildly is enough. Or even neutral. As long as it's better than pain, better than discomfort. And then taking some time to luxuriate in those sensations. Allowing ourselves to be pleased. And of course, at times the mind will drift away. And this is simply an opportunity to re-engage. Once again, looking for neutral and pleasant sensations in the body. soaking into these sensations, enjoying them, and even recognizing that our capacity to enjoyment itself is quite pleasurable. And this can begin to create a feedback loop. Where pleasant sensations in the body begin to predominate slowly over time. How stable can we become, staying with these sensations without any break? Of course, this is challenging at first. But simply moving in this direction without judgment for the inevitable distraction is a powerful way to train the body-mind. And this is perfect. Staying here is perfectly valuable. And so for the preceding instruction, if at any point it's helpful to return to this, or it simply isn't available, what we cover, coming back to this, simply staying with the overall experience of pleasant sensations in the body. This is an excellent place to return. And I want us to allow within these body sensations any awareness of emotions which may be present that are less than pleasant. They don't have to be strong or overly intense. It may be anxiety or sadness or fear, the kinds of emotions we tend to unconsciously label as bad. And as soon as we have contact with any emotion like this, I'd like us to give it an intensity rating. 5 being the most intense, 0 being not intense at all. And to have a consistent baseline, it's fine if the number is 5. It doesn't have to mean it's unbearable. It's just intense at this moment. And as soon as we get an intensity rating, 0 through 5, I'd like us to immediately switch over to uniqueness, assessing how unique is this particular sensation. How distinct is it from other sensations in the body? At any point the intensity predominates, we'll simply give it another intensity rating. It might be the same, might be different. And then immediately switch back to uniqueness. How unique is this sensation compared to other sensations? And we're not looking for an answer from the mind. We're looking for a comparison within body sensations. And if no unpleasant emotion is arising for us, simply staying with those pleasant sensations. And of course, if at any point it's too much, it feels like it would be better to simply take a break. Again, either returning to pleasant sensations, choosing a different meditation object, or simply pausing the meditation for a moment, allowing the eyes to open or the body to adjust. We want to be very generous and not overwhelming the system. So we're simply staying with pleasant sensations in the body. If we notice any emotion that feels unpleasant, immediately giving it an intensity rating, 0 to 5. And then switching directly to checking on that sensation's uniqueness compared to all of the other sensations in the body. Holding it in our attention as we are aware of the overall experience of the body. If intensity becomes a factor again, giving it another rating, coming back to uniqueness. And if we notice any uniqueness, if this sensation is different in any way, seeing if we can luxuriate in that. Allow ourselves to be interested, even excited, by how unique and particular this sensation is. Being sure to attend to any sense of intensity. And if it feels like it's too intense or escalating, to be sure to back away. Pick something else. Adjust the body physically, whatever we need to mitigate any sense of overwhelm. And if the mind drifts, once again re-engaging with this process. If possible, soaking into the richness, the denseness of a challenging emotion. And aside from the intensity, seeing if there's any aspect of this sensation which is pleasant, pleasurable. Its particular type of pressure, of dynamics. And staying with the practice, staying in stillness, allowing a tiny bit of light to enter the eyes, eventually allowing them to rest on a single point as they fully open. Noticing any impulse to move the body before the final bell goes silent. Letting that go. Once again, checking in on any intensity related to any emotion. And then soaking into its uniqueness once more. And still staying with the practice. Allowing the eyes to look around the space that we're in. To observe how stable and present the physical environment is. Letting this stability be a kind of restful home for any difficult emotion. Knowing that we can let go of this exploration or experiment and emerge from it simply a human body-mind being without a need to be pulled into overwhelm. And in this way, allowing this particular moment to be the great teacher. Showing us how we might bring this practice into every aspect of our life. Okay. So making any physical adjustments, you need to allow the body to be comfortable. And what we're going to do is jump into reports. What that experience was like. What happened and what you're like now. I mention this not infrequently, but the reporting what your meditation experience was like is a central part of developing a meditation practice. In any tradition worth its weight in feathers is going to have some aspect of describing our experience. Sometimes it's not so explicit, describing what happened internally. Sometimes we're just talking about our current experience, but it can be very, very useful to describe your experience. It also helps lock it into our own memory. So whatever you experienced, reporting any challenges, any questions, anything that was interesting, anything that was unique in particular. Oh, Jean is saying she's up to jump on Zoom. I haven't even mentioned this yet, so here we go. If you want to jump on Zoom, if you're in the chat here on Twitch, you can see that there is a link here now. And then we can go from there. If you want to jump onto Zoom, we can chat voice style. That's often really helpful to know what the heck's going on, to know what's going on with your practice. Let's see here. Zoom is opening. Excellent. Okay, let's get everything set up. Of course, there's a waiting room. Okay, so Jean, if you jump on, we can get you all set up here. Yeah, let me know. Oh, actually, you'll pop into the waiting room. So yeah, if people want to hop on to, oh, could I post the link again? Sure thing. You actually, P.S. If you do !Z, it should pop up for anyone. So anytime you want it. Excellent. And anyone else, if you want to report what was happening in your meditation, what happened, what you're like now, feel free to do so. Oh, we have a few people popping in on Zoom. Okay, we're going to admit Nasir and Jean are here. Okay, real quick, guys, make sure to silence your computers and just have sound coming from Zoom. So let's see here. There's Jean. Hello. Okay, let's set this up correctly. Give us 1 second here, Jean.
Yeah, sorry, I'm also having tech difficulties on my side.
No sweat whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Adjusting. Nope, that's not the switch I wanted. Nope. There we go. Here we go. Where is the capture? Why is it not? Oh, I see. Okay, thank you guys. I'm just setting this up so we can see here and not so much feel, but see ya in reality. Okay. There we go. Hello. You're appearing. Okay. There we are. Let's try that. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a report, and I have one question. The report is, as I think I've mentioned to you before, I often have issues with either my mind I kind of space out, or I move around a lot. And that's getting, the more that I practice, the better I'm getting at not doing that, which has been great. So today I noticed, like, at one point you said, if you feel like you need to move, go ahead and do that. And at that moment I did. And you also were saying something like, enjoy the pleasant sensation of your body. And so I gave like a pleasant little wiggle, as I sort of settled back in. But I did notice there were other times where I felt kind of agitated. Deep yoga breathing helped at that moment. But this is my question is, I feel like I'm not doing it right because sometimes when I feel agitated, I don't really know why. I don't know where my mind has gone. I'm not having a concrete thought like, oh, that phone call earlier made me mad, or oh, I'm sad about my bad relationship with my mom. I just know that I feel sort of agitated.
Yep.
Do you have any comments or advice for me?
Yeah, well, both of the things you described, your mom, phone call with your mom or something happened externally, both of those are thoughts. They're mental audio, mental visual data, right? So what you're saying is you have a sensation of some kind of agitation, but there doesn't seem to be a mental audio or mental visual piece going with it. So it just sounds like you're describing body emotion. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't necessarily come together. They don't necessarily happen together, although typically body emotion is going to have some sense of a location if we can find clarity around that. So that is some degree of sort of mental organization. Yeah.
Today it was like around here. Yeah. That's why the breathing especially helped.
Yeah. As humans, we tend to experience most emotion on the front of the body because that's actually where we're attending to our world. And that just tends to be the case. It tends to be on the front. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So with the practice, let me just ask you, since I have you, I'm curious, because with the practice we did today, often it can be overwhelming to, like, in any way, in any capacity, soak into any challenging emotion. And so today what I was trying was something that I haven't guided before, but was the first thing you do, okay, I found an emotion or a sensation that feels unpleasant, immediately rate it for intensity, and then switch to uniqueness. How did that work for you?
Well, I think there's an aspect of I don't feel like I'm doing it right in that, I mean, if it was intense, I guess I would have just called it a 5. The less intense
Which is fine,
ones,
yeah.
I probably wasn't even as conscious of those. And as for uniqueness, I think I was probably kind of not fully in the moment or not following what you were suggesting because at that point I was deep breathing. Because I'll be honest, I don't really remember you saying that.
Okay, and that's fine. And that's really ultimately when we're doing anything challenging like this, we want to use whatever tools are at our that we have at hand. So that's great, and I do not begrudge you at all for using deep breathing if that helps manage the emotion if it's challenging in that way. So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. I saw Nasir signed on, but I also want to, no pressure if you don't want to be on there. You were on there before. You are not here now. If you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. Anyone is more than welcome. Any other reports or questions? It's a pretty chill day, so no pressure. Chill Monday. You got to, folks have to remind me because I feel like sometimes it might be Mondays that are just pretty chill, but I forget, and I know that sometimes we just have a chill day. We have a report here from Nick. Nick says, realized that I was usually labeling as neutral almost always is slightly pleasant. That's a nice trick, that the threshold of what is pleasant is actually somewhat movable. So once we start noticing neutral sensations as pleasant in and of themselves, or at least relatively pleasant, or pleasant because they are not active, it's so neutral we can rest in that neutrality. We can get a kind of boost. If it's not pain. Let's see. It made it easier to stay focused on the body, because more pleasure usually means more interest. Was a bit frustrated when we were going to explore a difficult emotion, and all of a sudden there were none to be found. Again, this is a good problem, right? This is when people say, I can't detect any emotion in the body. And, that is the emotion of peace. People come to meditation all the time. It's funny because you'll say, okay, let's watch mental audio. And often that will actually suppress mental audio. And someone will say, I couldn't get any mental audio. My mind just wouldn't talk. And it's like, not that this is the goal of meditation, but people come to meditation and say, I just want my mind to stop talking. Or I just want emotion to calm down. And then when we look for emotion, sometimes it goes down to little or no. And there's a sense of, but I couldn't find the emotion. So this is a good problem to have. Let's see. Next, you say showing us the contrast. Exactly. The mind is very good at looking at contrast, and we can use that to our advantage. Saw that frustration is part of the unpleasant. Okay, here we go. So this is getting very skilled, Nick, and it's been very great watching your development over time, because I really am seeing that the fundamental tools, such as the rule of contrast, such as recycling the reaction, these are starting to come up on their own in your practice. Let's see, frustration, part pleasant. That was part of the unpleasant ones, but when I really felt the emotion in the body, it just turned into actual neutrality. So that's great. That's great, and that's skillful. See, the thing that I've noticed with this practice, and again, this is why I want to experiment. You guys are the guinea pigs, but it's why I wanted to experiment, because what I found was somehow taking the intensity part out of it and saying, okay, here's the intensity. I've given it a rating. Now I'm going to move on to another aspect of it. The other aspects of it are actually very pleasant. They're pleasant, and they're, I didn't want to emphasize this in the practice because of the rule of contrast, but they're actually often quite pleasurable. They're actually very it feels really good. If I said look for all those sensations that feel really good, the mind would probably find ones that did not feel so good. So I didn't mention that, but finding emotion that we might normally label as unpleasant as neutral, great. that just shows that using these different aspects of the mind, the law of contrast, or these, the recycling the reaction, this can make pleasant, or rather unpleasant, emotion suddenly feel like something interesting to explore, turning our stress into something fun, which is like, if we can do that, that's the real alchemy. Like, forget lead into gold, pain into enjoyment is like, if we can do that, that's incredible. Nick also says, chilling on the train. Nice. Glad to hear that. Nate, oh, that was Nick. Nate is asking a question. Does this get recorded somewhere? It gets recorded right here on this recorder, right down here. I had a work call come in. Okay, so not only does it get recorded, but the live stream is, the playbacks are available. You can always find the playbacks, Nate, by doing * links in the chat, and all our links will pop up. This is will be live usually within about 12 hours on our second YouTube channel, which is where all our replays are. And there you go. That's where the replays live. And yeah, that's generally the breakdown of how that works. So folks, any other questions, challenges, difficulties, anything about meditation you want to know? Anyone here for the first time that wants to say hello? What's up? Good to see everyone as they are. Yeah, and Wednesday we're going to be doing something interesting. I don't want to jinx us yet, but we might be having a guest and seeing how that goes. That might be really fun. Nick says, okay, cool, motivating to know. Thanks for all the helpful conditioning. Well, I'm very excited that you're here as always. So folks, without any further questions or reports, I have something for you. First of all, P.S. The wish for you today is truly a birthday wish, because today, in fact, is my birthday. So the wish for you today is that you can treat today as your birthday. I don't know how that works. I don't know why that would be, but let's just roll with it. Happy birthday to you. Maybe I'm a little late, maybe I'm a little early, but very happy birthday to you. Very glad that you're here. Beep up. So okay, so I have a wish for you. Oh, thanks so much, Gene. All those cool cats, love them very much. Thanks so much. So here is, thanks guys. Thanks, Brian. This might be one of your first times here. Nick, thank you so much. Happy birthday to you. Today's everybody's either birthday or unbirthday, I believe that's the correct term. So happy unbirthday to all of you. Wait, I'm not typing. Why is my thing not typing? Okay. Happy unbirthday to all of you folks. Really happy to be here with you on your very special unbirthday. Folks, I have a wish for you that is about to occur, about to unfold right now as we speak. Thanks for all those birthday wishes. Very, very, very pleasant. Thank you. All sort of pleasant sensations. So right now, feeling your current experience. What is this current experience like right now? Feeling the sensations that are not painful. If they're not painful, we're going to count those as good, count those as neutral and positive. Enjoying that experience, our capacity to even feel pleasant sensations, is incredible in and of itself. So feeling those sensations right now, and feeling the sensations of pleasant music as it arises in our ears. So folks, right now, just enjoying the experience of existing just for a moment. Even our challenges, even our difficulties, while intense, have aspects of them that are unique, special, particular, and even in their uniqueness, we share these as humans. We share these challenges, and we are built, we are wired, we are structured. Our neurons are completely made in order to feel our sensations, feel our feelings together, not alone. So if we feel alone, which everyone can feel, especially in this very crazy time, if we feel these difficulties, if we have these challenges, just know that we are not alone. We are with each other, and all we have to do is simply reach out. Folks, so lovely to have you here, so lovely to practice with you here on your birthday. Very happy to be here with you on this special day. As always, practice well. Take care of each other. have fun, and we'll see you very, very soon. Happy birthday.